What's up, guys? Neil Orfield here. Talk a little owner's box strategy for Sunday's main NFL slate. While you're coming in, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and hit that notification button so you can get alerts when our shows go live. Now, I said if you watched the video last week, I told you that I was going to be using our Sims tool this week. I've pulled it up here. I've already generated some lineups. So the lineups that I generated, I use stack exposure 40% QB plus 1, 40% QB plus 2, and 20% QB plus 3. I've already generated these lineups. Figured I'd get that done ahead of the video to save us some time. I'm going to click the simulate lineups button now. So we're going to start simulating these lineups against each other, see which ones play out as the best on this slate. While I tell you about the deal that we have with OwnersBox, fantastic deal. Forgot to hit that simulate button for a second there. Fantastic deal that we have going on with OwnersBox. If you haven't already signed up, you sign up using the link in the description of this video. You're going to get a free week of the Stochastic Sims Max package. That's what we're looking at right now on the screen. It includes Sims for all the different DFS sites, including OwnersBox. It's a $60 value. On top of that, you're going to get 2 free contest tickets on OwnersBox, one of those being a $5 Lightning lineup ticket. We looked at those last week. Really fun way to play. They give you a set of 3 lineups. You choose which of the 3 lineups, and they're just 3-player lineups. You choose which one you think is going to score the most fantasy points. If you get it right, you're going to win some money. And then you also get an additional $5 contest ticket outside of the Lightning lineup ticket. On top of all of that, you get your first deposit matched up to $500. That is released as you play in a 4% drip in the form of OwnersBucks. I highly recommend signing up for as much money as you can afford to play within your bankroll. Of course, you have to play at least $10 to get your first to get this deal. You can play up to $500 though. So obviously, the more you play, the better it's going to be for you. The more money you're going to get in the form of OwnersBucks. Great deal to be matched up to $500. Of course, you must be 18 years of age or older to play. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, let's take a look at our Sims. They are ready to go. So we can see our best lineup here. Highest simulated ROI here is Jared Goff at quarterback, with, interestingly, David Montgomery part of the stack, Amon-Ra St. Brown in there as well, and Josh Reynolds. So we have a major Lions stack here in this one, and then we have Baker Mayfield in the flex with Chris Godwin. So this one is a very highly stacked lineup here. It's not game stack, but we do have a quarterback in the SuperFlex spot, and both of our quarterbacks are stacked up with teammates. The top one being Jared Goff with 2 teammates, and then David Montgomery in there as well, and then Baker Mayfield single stacked with Chris Godwin. Number 2 lineup, Baker Mayfield. Interesting to see how well Baker Mayfield is rating out here. Baker Mayfield with Chris Godwin once again, and then we have Jimmy Garoppolo in there with Davante Adams and Jacoby Myers. Obviously, this assumes that Jacoby Myers is going to be healthy. You're going to want to run your Sims as close to game time as possible. Always the case, because you want to have the most information that you can possibly have, the best projections you can possibly have. Currently, we have Jacoby Myers in there. We'll have to see if he's good to go. I know he's in the concussion protocol right now. Third lineup, we have Patrick Mahomes in there with Noah Gray and Sky Moore. So we're assuming I'm assuming that we are assuming that Travis Kelce is out. Otherwise, I don't think we'd be getting Noah Gray in this lineup. We got Jimmy Garoppolo. Oh, and Marquez Valdes-Scantling. So we got Mahomes with Noah Gray, Sky Moore, and MVS. That's interesting. So they all project pretty well if you assume that that Travis Kelce is out. And then we have Jimmy Garoppolo in there. We have Josh Jacobs. So once again, the quarterback, running back pair in there, and Davante Adams in there. We are mega stacking this contest. It looks like every quarterback is being stacked with at least 1 teammate, sometimes 2, sometimes include the running back in there as well. Pretty interesting to see that. Joe Burrow in here with Jamar Chase and Tyler Boyd. We got Baker Mayfield once again with Chris Godwin. Interesting to see how these are playing. I'm not even really looking that closely for game stacks. I'm looking a little bit. Nothing is jumping out at me as far as game stack go. Maybe if you see game stacks in some of these lineups, you can comment. Let me know if you're seeing game stacks. We got let's see, the Raiders are playing the Bills. I don't think we're seeing any Bills in our Garoppolo lineups. The Chiefs are playing the Jaguars. Not seeing Jaguars in there, so we're not really game stacking as much. We're stacking the teams with multiple pass catchers often in some of these top lineups, but it's sort of interesting. I guess we can see the stack types just looking here. QB plus 3, And then the second one not showing if it's okay, QB +1. This one QB +1, QB +2, all of them. So we are just across the board game stack. Oh, here's one down here. This one actually rates out well, and we don't have a secondary QB, so we have Lamar Jackson in there with Odell Beckham Jr. is in the SuperFlex spot. Zay Flowers also in the lineup. So just QB +2 in that one, and the Ravens are playing the Bengals. Not seeing any Bengals players run back. So that one not as stacked as the others, but still rates out really well in our Sims tool. Here's QB +2 and QB +2. QB +3 here. We got Josh Allen with, wait, am I reading it? We do have, oh, so is Jared Goff not stacked? No, he is. Okay, so we have Josh Allen in there with, oh, Josh Allen is on stack. Okay, now I see why this makes sense. So it's just on QB +3. So we have Jared Goff with Josh Reynolds, with Amon-Ra St. Brown, and with David Montgomery. We have Josh Allen in there naked. So one of the few quarterbacks that might make sense to sometimes play naked. We got Josh Allen in there without any pass catchers. Pretty interesting to see all the different types of lineups. But a lot of what I'm learning here is the highest stacked lineups tend to be the highest ROI lineups. And you can see here, these are just our highest ROI lineups that we are looking at right now. A lot of stacking going on. If we look at here, I'm going to quick favorite top 150 lineups just to see what they look like, what our exposures look like. So in our top 150 lineups, we have 64% exposure to David Montgomery, 50% to Sky Moore. So after the big dud last week, I guess we're hoping for a comeback. Of course, if Travis Kelce plays, that's going to really drastically affect some of these numbers, I think. Josh Allen expecting another bounce back spot there, 46% exposure. Love Josh Allen this week. We got Godwin, CMC, Mahomes in there a lot. So a lot of elite quarterbacks. And then, of course, Baker Mayfield. So Baker Mayfield, I'm guessing that's just a price thing with Baker Mayfield, making it into a lot of these lineups. Pretty interesting, though. 64% David Montgomery. The price must be right there. All right. So a lot of good lineups here. And again, when you sign up at OwnersBox, you can get a free week of the Stochastic Sims tool. I think it's a great approach to this because I really think a lot of players, most players playing OwnersBox, are not going to have great tools at their disposal. Like not many places have great tools for OwnersBox. So if you sign up, you get the free week of the Sims tool, you're going to be just have a massive edge on the rest of the field using the Stochastic Sims to make your lineups for OwnersBox. I used it. Was one of the few places that I was profitable last week. I was not able to use the Sims on other sites. I did make my OwnersBox lineups in the Sims and made some money there. So they worked well for me. Of course, not going to work every single week, most likely, but I highly recommend checking it out. I think you're going to have a big advantage if you play on OwnersBox using the Stochastic Sims. You're just going to be on a different level than most of the players there. So highly recommend checking it out if you haven't already done so. That's going to do it for this video, though. Thank you for watching. Hit that like button if you haven't already done so. Good luck this weekend.